It was not Matt Brown's weekend, it was not Matt Brown's night, and it was not Matt Brown's fight. This is Stevie J from Glove Up or Shut Up Wrestling Observer and MMA Oddsbreaker, and as you already know, Matt Brown could not make the weight for his fight with ruthless Robbie Lawler. He weighed in at 172.5 pounds. Well, he also couldn't beat him when it went the full 5 rounds tonight at UFC on Fox 12. He got outstruck almost the entire fight. Only the second round was debatably going to the immortal Matt Brown. Other than that, Robbie Lawler just picked him apart, used body kicks to slow him down, was targeting the liver with precision, was landing the right hook and the left. He was just all over Brown. His face was busted up. He was a mess after the 5th round was over, and those liver kicks are definitely going to be hurting him once the adrenaline dump wears off. But it was a game performance by Brown to go the full 5 rounds with the ruthless one. It did not go his way. The judges scored it all in favor of Lawler, 49-46 times 2 and 48-47. I don't know which round they think that Brown won other than the second, the judge who scored it 48-47. I don't understand that. I actually thought it was conceivably 50-45, but 49-46 is the fairer score because that second round was close. Brown probably got it. Either way, Robbie Lawler definitely won this fight. There was no doubt, even just looking at the two of them, because by the end of this fight, Matt Brown was hunched over, barely able to stand up, and Robbie Lawler looked fresh as a daisy and looked like he could go 5 more minutes. So, Robbie Lawler gets his rematch with Johnny Hendricks at some point down the road in the future. As for Matt Brown, he'll probably get some sort of performance bonus or fight bonus for this because he had heart. He went the full 5. It was a good fight. He did have some moments where he landed some tight elbows that probably made Lawler wince a little bit, but he just couldn't finish the job. He'd rush in there, he'd land a punch, but for the most part, he was telegraphing a lot of his strikes. And in the 5th round, when he did land a pretty good flurry, it appeared he hurt his right hand. Maybe he broke a knuckle, maybe he broke a finger, who knows, but he was definitely wringing it out like it hurt bad, so he's probably going to be on the shelf for a while after this fight. That's enough about the main event. Let's take you through the rest of this card. Rumble Johnson only needed 44 seconds to completely destroy Little Noad. It was one-sided, it was brutal. These uppercuts against the fence seemed to actually lift Nogueira off the ground. In slow motion, they looked even worse. So, Rumble Johnson said he wants to be the most feared man in the light heavyweight division, and with a performance like that, he's probably up there in the fear department. But then, Little Nog is also a little past his prime, so let's give Johnson a guy that's a better test for him. He needs that now. He is a fearsome fighter at light heavyweight. He's probably coming for John Jones if Daniel Cormier doesn't get the job done, but he might have one fight between then and now to prove that he deserves that shot. Third from the top at featherweight, we had Dennis Bermudez and Clay Guida. Bermudez got the better of this one in the first round and then finished it off with a rear naked choke in the second. The official time was 2:57. In the opening bout of television on Fox, Bobby Green got a split decision over the local fan favorite Josh the Punk Thomson. 29-28 times 2, 28-29. So, do you think he won? You can debate that. You can leave your comments here or Twitter or wherever you like, but I felt like Bobby Green won 2 out of those 3 rounds, and I found myself surprised to say that because I think Thomson is probably the better fighter 9 times out of 10, but on this day, Green had his number, and I think it was largely psychological because Green was talking a lot of smack throughout the fight. Whenever Thomson would land a shot, he would shake his head and go, no, you didn't hurt me with that. And it was classic Diaz brothers. This was straight up Nick Diaz. He was just talking smack, acting like he couldn't be hurt, and Thomson was not actually hurting him a whole lot. It was a close fight, but I'm not upset that Thomson didn't get the decision here. This wasn't the robbery like it was with the Benson Henderson fight. Thomson was arguably not the better fighter tonight. And that's surprising because I still think he's the better fighter overall, but with Bobby Green, for whatever reason, he didn't get the job done. Other fights airing tonight were all decisions except for one. Jorge Masvidal beat Daron Cruickshank 29-28 times 2 and a 29-27. Again, what judge scored it that way? 29-27? I don't understand. Patrick Cummins totally picked apart Kyle Kingsbury with one takedown after another. Couldn't quite finish him off, but just beat the crap out of him with ground and pound once he take him down. 30-27, 30-25, and 30-24. That should tell you how dominant the wrestling was. He also tied a light heavyweight record with 11 takedowns in one fight. Tim Means beat Hernani Perpetuo 29-28 across the board. And this is one of those cases where you learn the difference between aggression and effective aggression. Because Perpetuo came out hard and fast, blew his gas tank, and then Means picked him apart for the next 2 rounds. At featherweight, Brian Ortega defeated Michael De La Torre with a rear naked choke at 139 of the first round. And as I said, all the rest of these fights went to decision. The Fight Pass card was pretty hard to get through as a result. There was at least a good women's strawweight fight, but I was really dragging after these first 4 fights. Tiago Trator beat Akbarh Arreola 29-28, 30-27 times 2. Gilbert Burns beat Andreas Ståhl 29-28 across the board. And Joanna Jedrzejczyk beat Juliana Lima 30-27 times 2 and 29-28. And in the opener, Noad Lahat beat Steven Siler 29-28 across the board and is immediately catching a flight back to Israel to fight for the Israeli Defense Forces. That's your UFC on Fox 10 card. I'm Stevie J. Thanks and good night.